It's Lauren Lloyd again, and I'm back at another V-Day gathering here in Los Angeles. We're here to celebrate for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's the 100th annual Women's Day today, and it's also it's a gathering of V-Day activists and donors and supporters who have just come back from the Congo, where they were involved with the building of the City of Joy.
Hello, mamas!
So again, welcome to a little bit of a different LA event for V-Day this year for 2011. After having our amazing opening in the Congo, we wanted an opportunity to really talk about that experience and talk a little bit more conversationally about what's been happening in V-Day. So that's why it's a little bit of a different venue and time of day for this event. I know that we wanted to really dive in, I think, to Congo first and talk about the opening of City of Joy that happened.
We just came back from the Congo, where I was before Kenya, and for me, and I say this without any reservation, it was without a doubt the happiest day of my life. As most of you know from last year, those of you who were here, we've been working in the Congo now for 4 years. When I went there 4 years ago, it was without a doubt the worst stories I'd ever heard. To be there at this gorgeous place that will house 90 women for 6 months, they will be totally supported, everything will be paid for, their food, their housing, they will be healed through therapy and dance and theater. They will be trained in all kinds of things. Google just gave us a $100,000 tech center. They'll learn internet, they'll learn their rights. And Dr. Mukwege, who is all of our hero and blessed man, he will be teaching sex education, and he made sure to tell me that he's going to teach women about pleasure and what they're entitled to and how to have it and how to get it. He's going to teach leadership. There'll be leadership, all kinds of leadership training. There's a wonderful women's radio station called AFAM, which will be training women in radio and how to speak on radio, become advocates on the radio. There'll be agricultural training. There's a great story of this woman named Jeanne who had a horrible situation where she was young and she was raped, and she came to Dr. Mukwege, and Dr. Mukwege had 3 operations and he healed her, and she went home and she was re-raped. And she said, we need a place that's ours, and we need a place where we can find voice and we can be advocated and we can be trained and we can be healed and supported.
Anafanya kitendo ya ubakaji, umupinire, tuone kama sheba mama tunarudishiwa haki yetu. Sasa mnamupinire, mnamwadibisha, atajua seme ndio. Mama haiko mtu wa kuchezea.
This is a silent war, and so coming, in Bukavu, for everybody, it's like, we have peace and everything is so peaceful. But when you read the report, when you go to the hospital, you can see that the situation is still the same. I think it's time for the Congolese women to take their own destinies in hand, to decide what they will do by creating this leadership. At least the women will know their rights. They will know that Congo belongs to them.
We started thinking about this idea of build to keep, that whatever you build, you keep for your country and you keep for you, as opposed to creating products that get shipped to the West to make other people happy, that you actually build your own happiness.
Et ce mot pouvoir que nous avons utilisé dans notre campagne, au début on nous a attaqués, mais je vais expliquer le mot pouvoir. Ce mot pouvoir, c'est pouvoir de nous approprier de notre avenir, de décider nous-mêmes de notre avenir et de notre pays.
It is beautiful. There are blue roof buildings that are red brick, and it's beautiful inside. It's like creamy white, and details have been taken care of, and there's garden areas. The best moment of my life, my adult life, was seeing Eve standing on that stage so healthy and beautiful.
Jambo mamas, you are the strongest women, and I promise you, City of Joy will be the place where the women of Congo turn their pain to power.
Eve is an enchantress, and one of the things that I was so struck by going into the City of Joy was this word that just kept flashing in my head, profound. This is so profound. This is profound that she got us all here, that we're sharing in this. But even before we were there, she convinced us that we needed to do something. She had been there and she captivated us in her story and her belief and her passion for these women, and took us all there long before we were ever there. And that's why it was capable to be walking into these grounds that were profound, a space for these women to turn their pain into power.
You know, I never had this passion to start my own NGO or to do something, because I feel like there's so many people doing such incredible work already. I'd rather just kind of get on a soapbox and tell people who is doing great work. And I'm here to say that I wholeheartedly believe that the work that Eve Ensler and V-Day, the great people of V-Day, are doing is probably the most important work that's happening there right now.
You know, it's the heart of Africa, and if we allow that to continue happening, 6 million dead, over 500,000 women and children raped, brutalized, if we do not say that's not okay, and we let it continue day by day by day, that's going to go other places.
My organization I run, called Global Green, had committed to getting a solar system donated for City of Joy after we did a reading of Eve's amazing play, OPC, which I hope to see on the stage soon. Took a year and a half. The solar industry is not known to be philanthropic, and we knocked on a lot of doors and finally got one company, SunPower, to commit to donating panels.
No matter what these people went through, and they went through a lot and still go through a lot, there was I think the City of Joy is a perfect name because there's still this joy that's intact, you know, that I'm searching for constantly, and they have. I want to go back. I'm forever now linked to them.
I did a panel for the UN about 2 weeks ago, and all we talked about was the launch of City of Joy, because it was such a huge event in Congo. And on my way there was the day that it was announced that a Colonel General was convicted of sending his troops out on New Year's Day to go and rape and pillage a village. And 80 women, more than 80 women, I think, and children were raped. But 59 women stepped forward and testified. And he was sentenced to 20 years, and 3 of his, I think, soldiers below him were sentenced to 10 to 15 years. And this UN delegate told me that it had so much to do with the fact that Eve was there with everybody from V-Day launching City of Joy. It brought such attention to the violence that's happening to women and children there that it just couldn't be denied. To get 59 women to step up and say, I have been violated, I have been raped, I've had plastic burned inside of me, I have been forced to eat my own children, that is a huge thing in history.
À travers Yves et la fondation qui nous a aidés à réaliser les rêves de ces femmes.
If you have passion about anything, you will be happy. And everybody in this room has passion about this project. I'm so glad I'm here tonight. Thank you.
It's just been amazing to see how, you know, when you live in that good place, how it just ripples out, and to have felt it so personally.
That's what this needs to be. It should be a uniting voice for men and women of my generation, and it will be, and I'm very thankful for you. You're an emotional person.
I really appreciate all of you being here, and we'll talk more about what you can do, but I think one thing we can all do is not make assumptions that things are impossible. You know, I see that in people all the time. I just heard a story about don't put all your eggs in the basket of the Congo. Nothing can really ever change there. You know, focus on a lot of different places because you don't want to get disappointed. And I thought to myself, no, that's not how things change. You have to focus all your energy on something and believe with your whole heart that things can change, and then things change.
Literally, V-Day is saving lives, and you see it. And it's beyond saving lives. It's creating new lives for these incredible women and their children.
Parce qu'elles sont déjà, elles ne sont plus dans un état émotionnel de choc et consort. Elles ont déjà eu contact avec d'autres femmes, elles ont déjà échangé, elles ont envie de faire autre chose maintenant.
We can't necessarily change that overnight. This is history for a long time. But what we can change is the immediate nature and care of the people who are victimized there. And it's just something that once you know about it, you cannot turn away from.
La victoire des femmes congolaises, elle est à la porte. Nous devons seulement la pousser pour qu'elle puisse arriver.
So, good night. I'm glad you guys came with us. I thought it was a really cool night, really intimate, really moving, and I loved how fierce and emotional and supportive everybody was. So, bye-bye.
The longer we're here together and expanding and growing, the more possible it is for the world to change and for women to be free. And when women are free, everybody's free.